Hey guys, it's your old pal CuteMamie25 back again making another video. As you can read from the title, this is a top 5 list of channels, cable channels that used to exist but no longer exist because of rebranding and being replaced with some other channel. Something else I should point out is, if your favorite cable channel that used to exist is not on this list, then it's probably on the honorable mentions or I never cared for that channel at all. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right to the top 5 video, as promised. Number 5 goes to one and only the Noggin channel. Basically, Noggin is basically a preschool channel, but before that, I prefer the original Noggin back when it was aimed to not just preschoolers, but to older kids as well. They also used to air shows like The Electric Company, Kipper, Maisie, and a bunch of other great stuff. They even aired Bill Nye the Science Guy on Noggin. That was my favorite show, Bill Nye the Science Guy. I kind of wish they kept Bill Nye the Science Guy, because that was my favorite Noggin show. Well, it's not really a Noggin show, but that was my favorite show watching on the channel. But aside from that, when it became a preschool channel, I have a love-hate situation with it. They took off Bill Nye the Science Guy and Kipper, which kind of made me mad. They kept Allegra's Window and Gullah Gullah Island, but they got rid of them when they replaced Feet Face with Moose and Z. I wish they kept those two shows. Those were my favorite Nick Jr. shows. Now, when Noggin turned into Nick Jr., at first, everything was okay. They kept Moose and Z and most of the programming. But around some point in 2011, Nick Jr. went back downhill. I wish they would make Noggin a channel and just make Nick Jr. an app. I wish it was the other way around, instead of having Noggin app that you can download and Nick Jr. as a cable channel. I think it should be the other way around, because most of the Nick Jr. programming is just garbage, except for Blue's Clues and Wonder Pets and Max and Ruby. Aside from that, let's move on to number 4 on my list. Number 4 has to go to Jeddaks. In case you're wondering what Jeddaks is, it's a block that started on Toon Disney and ABC Family in the US. In other countries, it was its own channel. Either it was basically something that replaced Fox Kids, or, yeah, it mostly replaced Fox Kids worldwide. And then Disney XD replaced this worldwide as well. Same with Toon Disney, but I'll talk more about Toon Disney later on. The main focus is on Jeddaks. Jeddaks was a block that originally started on ABC Family in the daytime and Toon Disney in the nighttime. Jeddaks was home to a few of my favorite shows like Beyblade, which they took off very quickly. I wish they never did that in the first place, because Beyblade was one of the best shows I've ever watched as a kid, next to Pokemon. But moving on. They also had Digimon, they also had Power Rangers, Oban Star Racers, Yin Yang Yo, Puka, and what else did they have? They had The Tick, they had The Incredible Hulk, they had some other good shows. Jeddaks was basically the newer Fox Kids when Fox Kids died. I miss Jeddaks, but I also miss Fox Kids and Toon Disney, but I'll talk about Toon Disney a little later on. Fox Kids is just a block in the US, so I won't talk about that in this video. But I will make a tribute to that in a future video, so stay tuned for that if I ever feel like doing that. Jeddaks is number 4. Let's move on to number 3 on my list. So let's move on to that number. Number 3 has to belong to Toon Disney. Toon Disney is what I miss more between that and Jeddaks. Toon Disney was home to a few shows that I like. They had Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog when they first debuted. I was pretty mad when they take it off the schedule. They should have kept that. They also had Timon and Pumbaa, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, The Legend of Tarzan, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules. They also had Buzz Lightyear Star Command, and a bunch of other good Disney animated shows like DuckTales and the Schmookums and Meat, and 101 Dalmatians. Those were Toon Disney shows that I remember watching on the channel back when it was either when it first started, between that and before it turned into Disney XD. Well, actually, Toon Disney turned into Jeddaks, then it turned into Disney XD, because Toon Disney and Jeddaks shared a block. It kind of annoyed me that Jeddaks took over a good chunk of Toon Disney, but what can you expect? You can't expect things to stay the way they should be, but it's the way of life. So, I also miss Toon Disney's big movie show where they aired a movie every afternoon from 2 to 4. I lived in the Pacific time zone when Toon Disney existed. Now I live in the Mountain time zone, so it would be from 3 to 6 if Toon Disney did return. if Disney XD rebranded back to Toon Disney and Jeddaks, I know which shows would go to which part of the blocks, but I'll discuss that later in the video. Overall, I miss Toon Disney, and I wish it would return, so let's go on with number 2 of the list. Number 2 has to go to the Hub Network. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, doesn't Discovery Family have some of their programming? Yeah, they do, but not a good fraction of it, in my opinion. Well, sure, in the daytime, they have shows like Lowe's Pet Shop, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and the Family Game Night, and a few other shows. But here's the thing. I think that changing over to Discovery Family was the stupidest decision, in my opinion. Go ahead, Discovery Kids and Discovery Family fanboys, attack me. But you guys need to wake up, smell the coffee, and realize the Hub had better programming when it comes to programming in daytime and nighttime. I mean, yes, Discovery Kids had a few of my favorite shows, but at least the Hub had some Discovery Kids shows like Tuttenstein, Kenny the Shark, and Time Warp Trio, and a few other stuff. They even had Endurance. So, basically, just think about it. I miss the Hub. I sort of miss Discovery Kids, but if I did the Hub Network, I would do a mixture between Discovery Kids and Hub programming, the way it should be. Discovery Family is doing it all wrong, in my opinion. I mean, I do like the idea they're playing a movie every night, but I don't like how their primetime shows are. Those shows should be on TLC or Animal Planet, in my opinion. If we need a Discovery Family channel, don't replace the Hub. Make it its own separate channel, in my opinion. Number 2 belongs to the Hub. Number 1, I'm going to discuss right about now. And now let's talk about the number 1 channel that I miss with a burning passion. This channel will never be taught by any others. It's none other than the Nickelodeon Gas channel, or Nick Gas Games and Sports for Kids. Gas is short for Games and Sports, so don't get the wrong idea when you hear the name Nick Gas. Gas is just short for Games and Sports. This channel was home to classic Nickelodeon game shows. We're talking Nickelodeon Guts, Finders Keepers, Legends of the Hidden Temple, Double Dare, Figure It Out, What Would You Do, which only lasted for a short while. There was also Double Dare 2000. There was also Nick Arcade. There was Think Fast and Make the Grade, which didn't last pretty long on Nick Gas. Something that they should have kept, in my opinion, even though people hate Think Fast. There was also some other shows, Wild and Crazy Kids. There was also Scaredy Camp, which was only from 2003 to 2004. There was also Skate TV, Splash TV, Rocket Power, Salute Your Shorts, Play to Z, and Game Farm, which were all great shows. All the shows on Nickelodeon Games and Sports were awesome. I miss this channel like you wouldn't believe. If they ever relaunch Nick Gas, they need to. And DirecTV never picked it up, but they should have done that in the first place, in my opinion. It was pretty stupid that every provider except for DirecTV picked up Nick Gas. In fact, when I had satellite or cable, I had DirecTV. They never had Nick Gas, so I never got to see Nick Gas turn into the end until I found videos on YouTube. So I wish Nick Gas would return. This is one of the greatest channels ever in existence, next to the Hub Network. Anyway, that's my list of channels that I miss with a burning passion. I'm KeepMe25, and I'm signing off. Have a nice day.